Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a little while since we covered a Lash game on this channel, so I figured I'd do something about it. I looked through all my submitted replays. You guys can send in yours, by the way, at mangsawbwreplays@gmail.com. Please don't send attachments, just link the match. I have a plugin that automatically downloads all the replays. You don't need to send attachments, just link the match. So I looked through all my mails and I typed in Lash, and I got a list of games that have been submitted, and I just randomly clicked on one, and it turned out to be one of the most chaotic games I have ever seen. I just kind of briefly go through it. I do that before every replay just to see if it's a good match or not. And this is definitely a good match, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoy some complete Lash chaos, you are going to have a lot of fun with this one. So the players are actually very high level. I thought maybe I'd get some noob games, but if you actually look at this, we got a 1400 versus a 1459. So definitely very strong players here. I know this guy, Forgot to Shoot. I played him once on stream. I think if I remember correctly, didn't he used to be an admin, or is he still an admin? I think I heard someone said that, but I'm not entirely sure. But I have played him before. He's very strong. And today we have a high funds match. That's why we get this wacky CO matchup right here. Cole versus Lash, not something you'd never see in anything but high funds games. So Cole is, of course, seen often as a discount adder. He has, you know, slower power charge, or not, he doesn't have slower power charge, he still has the 5 bars, but he's at 3-star normal power as opposed to adders too, so he's almost never picked in standard over adder. But in high funds, it's quite a different ballgame because, you see, he gets that slight firepower bonus on roads, which actually can matter quite a bit on high funds. And in high funds, you kind of shoot off superpowers almost all the time anyway, because there's so many engagements taking place. So the extra firepower can actually be very nice. Sure, it's just 30%, but you know, that can help you get some wall breaks that you wouldn't be able to get as adder. So Cole actually does see some play in high funds. Lash, on the other hand, I think she is tier 4 in high funds, so she is bottom tier in high funds, but that's better than being tier 3 in standard for sure. And I will say, like, every time I try to pick Lash in high funds, she is very hard to play. I feel like she never quite gets what she needs to win games. But if we take a look at the map that they're playing on right now, I mean, this is a Lash map if I ever saw one. Look at all those forest tiles. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forest tiles clumped together. We have a mixed base map, which is Lash's speciality, because of course her firepower, her day-to-day firepower is very strong in mixed-base formats, because in mixed-base maps, day-to-day matter a lot more than your CO power. So we have kind of like a mixed-base format here where the Lash player has a base here, as well as bases here, and then we have the Cole player has bases here, here, and here. So you kind of get, you get attacked on all fronts here. This is a completely wacky map. Crazy map. And also, what does this map have a lot of? Mountains, of course, for those Lash mechs. Again, lots of forests, missile silos, cities and bases stacked next to each other. Lash loves that. Just look at the terrain here. It's absolutely crazy. When Lash pops her superpower, her infantry will be able to dart across rivers to get caps that she otherwise wouldn't be able to get. So this is definitely a good Lash map right here, but definitely don't count out Cole either, because, again, movement powers in high funds are so strong. Sure, Lash gets a little bit of movement too when she pops her powers, in the fact that she can move through terrain more easily. But that +1 and +2 movement, especially when bombers come into play, and there will be lots of bombers here. Oh my goodness, you're gonna see, I think you're gonna see almost every unit in the game in this replay. Stealth fighters not banned, so we're gonna see stealth fighters, we're gonna see mega tanks, battleships, carriers, everything. Like as I told you guys, this is an absolutely insane match. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I say we get started. I know you guys love a good latch match. Good latch match. So we got Mobro here in the white trunks playing as Cole. And then we got Forgot to Shoot playing as Lash in the black trunks. I always like watching White Nova up against Black Hole, because not only are they like polar opposites, but they also have kind of like similar designs. Like they're both kind of alien factions. I always considered White Nova to be kind of like maybe the Bolt Guard color. I don't know. I mean, they are black in the campaign of Dual Strike, but I just think White Nova fits them better for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So both players has to capture these neutral bases right here. This is probably just to slow the map down a little bit, because the thing about mixed base maps is that they get started so incredibly quickly. Mixed base maps tend to last anywhere between 10 to 14 days, because you have basically... And when you add in high funds on top of that, it gets even more insane, right? So I just gotta drink a little bit of Monster. Caffeinate myself up before this replay, because I know I'll be needing it. This is gonna be insane. So, both players just grabbing their properties. Nothing crazy going on quite yet, but you can see the income is starting to rise up quite high. We're probably going to see checked up units by day 7 or 8. Going for the airport, both players are grabbing that airport, that's good. When it comes to air battles, Lash is a lot worse of a commander than Cole. So she doesn't get movement bonuses on her airplanes, nor does she get terrain bonuses. So it's not that her air units are weak, they're just not better. And in this regard, Cole has a huge advantage because he does get those movement boosts, which means that his battlecopters can first strike Lash's battlecopters. It means his fighters can reach the bombers. It's just crazy. And you can see Mobro already like preemptively building an anti-air here because he knows battlecopters are going to be coming out of that airport, which is pretty smart, honestly. Also notice these harbors right here. What do you think these harbors can be used for? Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is high funds, baby. So tank rolling out here on the left side from Mobro. He's gonna maybe attempt to place a little bit of pressure on this base. So you can see how close these bases are to each other. It's kind of ridiculous. Like you can almost like rocket lock this base with a rocket that you built from this base in like 2 days. It's crazy. Especially if you're Lash and you pop, you can just breeze through the terrain, you know? So day 5 rolls in. Both players still just spreading out, taking the properties, moving out with tanks. Forgot to Shoot got a one-hit KO right here with Lash on the city. One thing that's kind of funny about Lash is that, you know, on cities, her day-to-day is almost as strong as Kindle. I mean, she gets a 30% firepower bonus versus Kindle's 40%. It is not quite as nasty, but it's still pretty powerful. Lash's day-to-day is very strong. It is not the reason why she's considered underrated or overrated. It's just that her powers are really bad. They're so expensive and they don't do anything. So we already see our first mech out here from Mobro. I'm wondering if Forgot to Shoot is also going to build some mechs as well. Forgot to Shoot has deployed his first battlecopter, but Mobro already has an anti-air out. You can see how long it takes this anti-air to move through this forested area right here. This really slows down vehicles massively. It's kind of crazy, actually. So let's see. Battlecopter now is going to try and evade the anti-air as much as possible. And as this game starts kicking off, it's going to start to ignite real soon here. Artillery coming out from Forgot to Shoot. Artillery in high funds can be quite tricky because wall breaking is so easy to do. But this map is kind of choky, so the artillery can be really strong. If he like places it right here, it's kind of hard to break through here. Day 7 rolls in. Let's see what Mobro decides to do here. Attacks with his tank, takes out an infantry. Mech moves out. Still lots of uncaptured properties on the city. He moves out with his tanks, centralizes his tanks. There's also 2 very contested comm towers on this map that both players will be fighting heavily over. Battlecopters coming out as well. Neither player really committing to any tech ups at the moment. It's pretty much just tier 1 units for now. Tanks, anti-air, battlecopters. Forgot to Shoot goes for the comm tower. Mobro can interrupt it if he wants, but he will lose the infantry in the process. Maybe they'll just agree to do a gentleman's agreement on the comm towers and shake on it, you know? Sometimes it's better to just agree to get one comm tower each and like not fight over it. I don't like extended ping pong engagements over comm towers. Always thought that was kind of annoying. So Forgot to Shoot moving out here, and you can see there's a powder keg in the middle here just waiting to explode. It's not going to be a stall game, ladies and gentlemen. Nice forest engagement. Look at that. 9-3. Lash so strong on forests. She's basically max. And this map has so much terrain for her to utilize. So we're truly going to see Lash shine in this matchup right here. Mobro now going for the comm tower. I think, yeah, both players are probably just going to shake on it. They can, like, sack 1 infantry each to delay the comm tower by turn, but what is really the point, right? Oh, okay. Never mind. Looks like Mobro is going to try and deny the comm tower. Brings out the anti-air even. And the tank brawl in the center continues right here. More battlecopters Also, there are these black boats on the lab. I think these... Yeah, so in case you're new, labs substitute HQs if there are no other HQs on the map. I don't see any other labs, so I think these are the only ones. So if you could theoretically try to go for a lab cap, I think, on this map. I might be wrong, though. I didn't actually look at this map properly and look for all the labs, but I think these are the only 2 labs on the map, so you gotta be a little bit wary of that. You could build a bomber, send it south, and attack the black boat, for example. So Battlecopter looping around the middle here, and the tank brawl continues. But we have seen our first teched up unit of this match. Mobro just deployed a medium tank. Once the medium tank comes out, the most natural thing to do is probably to get a neo tank, because neo tanks counter medium tanks pretty hard in the middle, but looks like Forgot to Shoot does not want to do that. Instead, he goes for the medium tank. I guess he doesn't want to spread it. I guess he doesn't want to like put too much effort in the center. Medium tanks are quite a lot cheaper than neo tanks, so this will allow you to get some other units out. Anti-air takes a lot of damage here. More battlecopters coming out as well. Recon, you gotta love to see it. The Lash High Funds Recon. Now, recons are not often built in High Funds, because of course you don't really need them to scout since it's not fog, but personally, I think a recon or 2 as Lash can be really nice. Keep in mind, when you pop those powers, those recons get perfect movement. You can use them to interrupt some caps, place some pressure on infantry. They can definitely be nice. So the brawl continues. Nothing huge, but picking off a few tanks in the center, this Mobro. And here comes the Trail of Woe. Mid-turn Trail of Woe, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if he can get something out of it. Gets a nice mech engagement right there. It's going to be very nice. Ooh, Battlecopter comes out as well. You got to be very careful. The opponent can like harass your bases with Battlecopters here. Anti-air are not going to be able to do much here. But yeah, that +2 global movement, man, is really strong. As you can see, it just allows Cole to do so many things, capture so many properties, get units out into position. And Lash doesn't have her superpower yet. So mid-turn Trail of Woe definitely gives Mobro a bit of an edge here. So let's see what Forgot to Shoot decides to do. Are we going to see... Probably not going to see Prime Tactics this turn. I'd be very surprised, because he's moved so many units already. Probably going to save it for the next turn. The thing about Prime Tactics, though, it's not really that good. It's kind of bad, honestly. So out rolls the medium tank. So what... The ideal situation with Prime Tactics is you want to go for a bunch of captures on your turn, because it's going to be very hard for your opponent to interrupt those captures. So let's see what happens here. Mobro now has a massive income lead, 24 to 18. That's kind of crazy. Keep in mind, every property... Ooh, even goes for the medium tank. That's nasty. Keep in mind, every property is 2k, so in High Funds, being like 5 properties underneath your opponent is kind of nasty. The brawl in the middle continues. Anti-air comes out, attacks the infantry. I like the mechs from Mobro right here. It's actually kind of nice. Like, they definitely threaten the vehicles here. There is a bomber coming out and Forgot to Shoot, though, so would probably build some more anti-air, maybe even a fighter, to get it into the center here. Neo Tank comes out from Mobro. Okay. Does build the anti-air, though, which is nice. Alright, we're in day 10, and are we going to see the Prime Tactics? Yes, we are, ladies and gentlemen. 18 to 24 properties, though. Forgot to Shoot needs to make something happen here. Oh, nice. Look at that. Six defense star mech. The mechs are kind of strong right now. Let's see what happens. Ooh, nice attacks. Look at that. That's really nice. Picks off an anti-air. And he actually destroys 2 anti-airs this turn, which is very strong, considering that a bomber is about to make its way into the center of the map. And he destroys a 3rd anti-air. So this is typical. This is something you can do in High Funds, and any kind of aggressive, ongoing brawl is you just target fire the opponent's anti-air. You target fire the opponent's anti-air en masse, and then you continue to target their anti-air as much as you can, forcing them to continuously build anti-air, and then once you got basically rid of all the anti-air, you can spam bombers, and you can just dominate the game with battlecopters and bombers. It's a very, very powerful tactic. And that's what Forgot to Shoot is doing right here. You got to keep your anti-air protected, man, and in mixed-based maps such as this is very important. So, a good counterattack from Forgot to Shoot here. brings out his bomber. Builds a lot of anti-air now. Kind of has to, though. Look at all the battlecopters. So, wow, that's really powerful right there. Gets a lot of really good attacks right here. So, Mobro is still with quite a substantial income lead, though. I mean, just look at that. 24 properties to 20, and his power is ready again. Is he going to pop it? Or is he going to save it for next turn? He pops it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Lash's units aren't that strong on plains and forests, but on cities they start to get really scary. Oh wow, he goes for the harbor. If he places his battlecopter right here, I think he can prevent Forgot to Shoot from interrupting the cap. Darts around, that's cute. Out comes the Neo-Tank. Now he too is picking off a lot of vehicles, and his income lead is very substantial now, 26 to 20. So his economy is a lot stronger right now. 52 income as opposed to his opponent's 40k. So that'll add up every single turn. And a mega tank, because now look at all the units that are surrounding his base right now. Bombers coming out, artillery, tanks, battlecopters. So these two bases are under threat right now. So this mega tank makes a lot of sense. In comes the bomber. Picks off the anti-air. And now he surrounds the mega tank. But the mega tank can kill the battlecopter, of course, but the mega tank is stuck on the base unless he wants to move it up here, which he really doesn't. So looks like we are going to see a base race situation right now. Although if you really look around Forgot to Shoot's two bases, there aren't that many units around them. So this is suddenly looking very scary for Mobro right here. Looks like these two bases could very well end up falling. T-Copter out of Lash right now. I just have to double check. Is this this is a global league map, yeah? Yeah, so there's no day limit here. This is not a live match, because when there's a day limit, you play very differently. Because the game will end on day 30, but this is a global league match, which means there is no day limit. So you really have to play to win. You can't just rely on captures to win the game here. Let's see what Mobro decides to do here. He's picking off some units on the right flank right here. Might be some properties for him to take here. He gets his mega tank out, which is very good. He could potentially... He really needs anti-air here. And that's exactly what he builds, which is... And he builds a carrier. You love to see it. So the carrier, of course, is a little limited in what it can do, because it can't really... Like, it can only really cover these two tiles from the bomber, which isn't great. He can just move around. The bomber could also just attack the carrier. But the carrier, while it's on a dock, I don't think it takes that much damage. I think it's like 50% or something. Yeah, it's about 50 to 60. I mean, that's still pretty devastating. It brings the carrier down to 5 HP. The problem, though, is that I don't think Mobro has a way to protect it, because that's the thing, right? He doesn't have any anti-air to protect it. Like, he could build missiles, I guess? That's like one thing he could do. But then he could just move on here, so... Yeah, I'm not sure about this. He needs to protect this carrier, because it's 30k. I think this is a bit of a desperation buy, honestly. I mean, I love seeing carriers, because they're so underutilized. But I have to wonder if this may not be the smartest course of action. Oh my god, he did build the missiles! I mean, okay. So at least the missile protects the carrier, and he has an anti-air to protect the missiles. So, you know, maybe it's not so bad. And if anything, what it might succeed at is drawing the bomber away. My goodness, what a crazy match, man. He really doesn't want to lose his base. And considering he's not placing pressure on his opponent's base, he does have to do whatever he can to get rid of this. But yeah, as I said, it looks like Forgot to Shoot is just going to trade. Like, 30k, about half of he's going to lose his bomber. I don't know. I mean, keep in mind, if this missile wants to shoot, he also has a base lock himself. So this might not be so bad after all. And yeah, the artillery can also shoot. So yeah, all right. I guess he just takes that trade. I mean, 30k is quite a lot. Carrier is quite insane, so. And we actually see the terrain tactics, ladies and gentlemen. The hype terrain tactics power to get a couple of kills. Never underestimate terrain tactics, man. If you just need a little bit of extra movement, it can be a very strong power. Look at that. He uses terrain tactics to kill the missiles. He uses terrain tactics to kill the missiles. What a move. What a move! Wow, you just don't expect the terrain tactics. You never think they're gonna pop it, because it's like, who wants to pop terrain tactics? It's like the worst normal power in the game. 4 stars for a little bit of extra movement, but in this case, it ended up being actually quite significant. And now, despite being behind 4 properties, Forgot to Shoot is looking immensely strong here. Of course, looks like Mobro is gonna break out here. The base lock has stopped, but here comes the Trail of Woe. And he does deal some damage to the bomber, which is nice. And he clears out his own base, interrupts some captures. Builds a battleship to protect his right flank. I told you guys this game is pure chaos, man. But man, Lash still has so many units. Like 32 to 27. It's still pretty even, actually. But let's see. Now, I feared this base is going to be targeted next, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. So many vehicles coming up against Mobro right here. What a crazy match, man. Another bomber is making its way up north. And Forgot to Shoot is like, yeah, can't take this base, so I'm going to systematically pick up this base instead. And yeah, there's a battleship here, but I mean, what's the battleship really going to do? It can shoot a little bit, but Forgot to Shoot is just going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to focus on this one. And now, ladies and gentlemen, look what's under threat. The lab. The lab is now under attack. Sure, Mobro has the battleship. It can move down here and attack the black boat, which is probably what he wants to do. But I don't think he's going to win this race, man, because look, the T-copter. This is not going to work. And yeah, looks like, yeah, the HQ rush has begun, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't think he can kill the black boat in time. I just don't think it's feasible. The 6 HP bomber doesn't do... Oh no, he moved his black boat away! When did he do that? I didn't catch that at all. I need to go back. When did he do that? Oh my god. I did not catch that at all. On day 10, Mobro moved his black boat. I completely missed that. Yeah, why did he do that? Was it to repair? Oh my god. That's huge. If he still had that black... Oh my god. Why'd you do that? Oh no. Let's go back to turn 14. Oh my god. And now the bombers are coming in. The black boat is gone. Did that move cost him the match? But now, Mobro has an artillery here, though. I don't think there's any way he kills this turn. He can kill it, but he can't begin capturing. So who's gonna... It looks like Forgot to Shoot is gonna win, I think. Because they're both gonna start... No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Mobro, can he kill it this turn? Can he start... Oh my god, the anti-air is blocking. No, he cannot. He cannot, because he can't kill the anti-air in time to start capturing. What an absolutely bonkers match. He builds a pipe runner. He knows it's over. Oh no. The pipe runner. Here comes the Trail of Woe, though. He's not going to take this lying down. He's like, he's angry right now. Bro's angry. Bro's angry. He can't clear the black boat. It's Jover, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jover. He resigns. What a crazy game, guys. What a crazy game. That was fun to watch. Truly got to see Lash at her best here. So yeah, some absolutely crazy moves here. First, a base race that devolves into a HQ race. Battleships, carriers, man. Doesn't get better than this. I'm glad I found this, man. This was the first match I clicked on. I randomly found it, okay? Crazy that you get such a good map by accident. So yeah, as I said, guys, submit your replays to me. No attachments, please. Just the match link. No attachments, just the match link. And remember to include COs, how many days the match is, and just a little bit of commentary about the match itself. It really helps when I'm looking through these matches. So thank you again. I don't know which one of you submitted this match, Mobro or Forgot to Shoot, but thank you to you both for an amazingly played game. My name is Mangs. Give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Bum, bum.